This is John Cola with OKRaw.com. Today I have another exciting episode for you, and this is one that you might have thought that I'd never make. Actually, it's entitled "How Raw Foods Failed Me," or "How Raw Foods Failed Katie" here, because it did happen. And you know, raw foods is not a panacea, and that's especially important if you don't do it right. So, Katie, why don't you tell my viewers how raw foods actually failed you?
Well, I went on a raw food vegan diet when I was about 7 years old because my mom, both my parents were unhealthy, and they were looking for alternatives to bring up health for themselves. So, as a kid, I was eating like lots of good raw vegan foods, or so I thought. But by the time I hit around puberty, like 11, 12, 13, things started going downhill for me real fast. I started gaining weight. I was not feeling energetic, and I wasn't very active. I had some eczema, and I was having menstrual problems, and a lot of low self-esteem as well.
Wow. So. No, but you were eating raw foods, right? That's not supposed to happen if you're eating raw, right? Raw is like everything. As long as it's raw, it's going to be healthy, right?
No, not right. Not right.
So what exactly were you eating? What kind of raw foods were you eating what caused this to happen to you?
I was eating I would eat a big bowl of salad. This sounds innocent, and it is. But I would take the olive oil and I would go like this. I'd just go, yeah, just slap some olive oil on there. And then salt it up, salt it up. And then with that, I might have like some guacamole with like 3 avocados and like corn and some, hot peppers, and like maybe even put olive oil in that. I was eating like nut butters, like bananas and almond butter, like every day. I was eating high fat foods.
Well, I mean, this sounds like something that many viewers out there still might be doing today, using things like olive oil, lots of nuts and things like that. And so why don't you think that worked for you, actually?
Well, it was too much fat. It was too much fat in my diet, and it just caused health problems for me. The flow of oxygen was not optimum in my blood, and I wasn't able to do things that I wanted to do and be as active as I wanted to be, and that's why I think it didn't work for me.
Wow, so raw foods definitely failed there, but it wasn't just any raw foods. It was a high-fat raw food diet, and many recipe books that are raw food recipe books, many other YouTube videos actually online if you see a raw food recipe and it has mostly nuts and there's no fresh fruits and vegetables, it's probably a high-fat raw vegan recipe. You want to look for recipes that are rich in fresh fruits and fresh vegetables and little nuts and seeds, and I would recommend actually no extracted oils, because oils are 100% fat. So Katie, once you learned that it wasn't working for you, what did you do? Did you just say, screw it, this raw stuff doesn't work, I'm just going to go back to eating McDonald's and standard American diet, or what did you do?
Actually, for about a month, I did that.
Wow,
yeah,
see,
I did that exact
happens
thing.
to so many people out there that they just like, raw foods doesn't work, but you're not doing it the right way. So
raw foods failed me, but then unfortunately, I came to the 80-10-10 diet, and I read that book, and all of a sudden it was like, this clicks with me. This makes sense. It's so simple, it's so easy, and it's so delicious.
So for everybody that doesn't know, what is the 80-10-10 diet, and what's that book you read?
The book 80-10-10 Diet is written by Dr. Douglas Graham. It's an excellent book about a lifestyle, really, about a way to live that is where 80% of your calories are coming from fresh fruit, and then 10% from like 10% protein, 10% fat. So it's just a ratio for your dietary.
For the calo and nutrient ratio,
right.
We want to eat fruits and vegetables for like 80% of our calories, 10% coming from protein. And if you eat fruit and vegetables, you'll get about 10% protein without even eating meat, without eating grains or beans or anything. You will get the protein, and then we want about 10% from fat, and that's where if you eat oils and nuts in high volumes and seeds, you could really jack up your fat calories that way. So Katie, tell people about the diet you eat now. Like, what does it include? What would be your standard breakfast, lunch, and dinner?
Well, if I'm having breakfast, like if I'm very active and I feel I need a breakfast, I'll have some really fresh, like watery fruits in the morning, like melons or some kind of stone fruit. And then for lunch, I really enjoy like just eating bananas, just bananas, or finding some other fruits that maybe my favorite fruits in season, like figs. I find what's in season, what's good, and I eat as much as I want until I'm satisfied. And then for dinner, I usually have some fruit or some juice, and then a big salad, a big simple salad with just greens and tomatoes, or just.
And what's your
greens
dressing? Do you put a dressing on there?
You know, I often don't put a dressing because I just like the taste of the tomatoes and the lettuce together. If I want a dressing, I might use a little bit of orange juice. I might just squeeze a lemon, or I even make dressings sometimes, but it's not everyday thing for me.
Wow, wow. So, I mean, that's the kind of diet we want to eat, in my opinion, just fruits and vegetables. And yeah, if you need to eat a little bit of other stuff, that's great too, but I recommended that in fresh fruits and vegetables. So what did you notice after you changed your diet? What happened to your menstrual cramps? What happened to your energy? What happened to your brain fog? What happened to, your depression and all this stuff?
Well, ladies, let me tell you, my menstrual cramps went completely away. I never cramp ever now. And in fact, my menstrual cycle, it dwindled down to now it's a day long, and it's nothing. It's nothing compared to what it was. Also, my eczema cleared up. I lost weight immediately. I started losing weight, and I had a desire to be active. I had that natural desire to want to go out and play outside and move around. And so now, I mean, 5 years ago, I couldn't run a mile without huffing and puffing. Now it's like 13 miles. Oh yeah, I'll do that. I'll go out. Oh sure, that's nothing. My fitness has improved by leaps and bounds. I can do pull-ups now. I can pick up heavy things. I can bend back and come back up and do kickovers and have fun. Have fun.
Wow. Check her out. She's so excited, so happy, and guess what? Low-fat, fresh fruit and vegetable diet will do that to you. And one of the things I want to say is that she's definitely a remarkable person. I like her energy. She's on the right path. She learned what didn't work, then she learned what does work, and that's what she's doing. And more importantly, in my opinion, she's an up-and-comer in the raw foods movement. She'll be making lots of videos, and she has a blog and everything, and you want to definitely check this girl out. She's hot. Anyway, so how can people get a hold of you, your blog, and your YouTube videos?
Well, I have a website set up here. It's pretty simple, and it's gonna get better and better. And it's KatieLikeKiwi.com. It's all just lowercase, no dots, just Katie Like Kiwi.
And your YouTube channel?
And my YouTube channel is under my name, Katie Crane. So you can just put in YouTube Katie Crane, and I think I'll come up.
All right, so definitely you guys want to check her out. Some of the information she'll be sharing. She's fun, energetic. I've already actually seen her videos, and they're great. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Once again, my name is John Kohler with OKRaw.com. We'll see you next time. And remember, until then, keep eating your fresh fruits and vegetables. They're always the best.